As you can see, I don't have on much makeup. I haven't done my hair. I am going pretty bare bones, and the reason for that is I have recognized over the years that the jewelry comes off, the makeup comes off, like I end up just like raw. Well, hello. I am going to do my first vlog entry at home because it's quiet and peaceful, and I've never done it like this where I've started at home. So just to give you an idea, my nose is running, of what I'm going to do this week, I take a week every single year. Usually my kids go to my mom's for this week, but they're both at camp, so I'm doing it this week. And I go somewhere, and I have tracked from year to year and day to day my own regulation from the beginning when I get to where I go and the end. And I record a lot of it and I vlog a lot of it. And there's vlogs that I've done in the past from different years of my life of when I was struggling even more. And I think it's a really awesome way for you to see firsthand, I'm sorry, I keep wiping my nose because my nose is running, what it looks like to regulate, even if I'm actually doing so-so right now, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I get asked the question so often, like, great, those are the signs, those are the symptoms, but like, how do I regulate? What do I do? And you first have to figure out what to do, but you also have to be able to recognize and become aware of when your body is slowing down and what that looks like, and to be able to grasp it and enjoy it and bask in it. And so this year, I'm going back to Miraval here in Austin, Texas. I have last year went somewhere else, and Austin's my place. Miraval is my place. And Carter and I are going together, so that will be interesting. You may have him in some of the videos if he wants to join, kind of talk to you from a male's perspective of what it's like to regulate. As you can see, I don't have on much makeup. I haven't done my hair. I am going pretty bare bones, and the reason for that is I have recognized over the years that the jewelry comes off, the makeup comes off, like I end up just like raw, which is beautiful and fantastic and just so peaceful that I'm kind of starting like that this year. What's the point, right, of bringing all this stuff? So I'm just going really basic and going to replenish my brain and my body. The last few months have been really hard as I get choked up. The end of the school year was really difficult, supporting my kiddos. And of course, April is the anniversary of Jonathan's passing. So April turned into May. This has honestly just been a really hard year since January. My dog had surgery. My other dog passed away. There's been highs and lows with my kids. It's just been a real rocky year, unexpectedly. And then as of recent, it was a hard end of the school year to support one of my kiddos through Jonathan's anniversary into May. And that just like gutted me, like big time, gutted me. And then my grandmother passed on Mother's Day. And then my grandfather passed 30 days later, which I just went to the funeral last week. In the midst of packing the kids, bringing them to camp, flying in and out of New Orleans for funerals, it's been a lot. And on top of that, needing to make sure that I support my clients and support all of you. That is why we wrap up Thrive before summer, so that our entire team can take a little bit of a break, and then we start back up ready to go at the end of summer. And this is a really beautiful time for me to pause seeing my clients and give to myself. What I usually do is recognize the different stimuli and explain it to you of what I'm recognizing now. And then as the week goes on, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is changing. Oh my gosh, that is changing. So one of the biggest things is that I've not gotten a lot of sleep lately. And sleep for me is like, I've always told you this, like water and rest is number one, like hands down. That's your lifeline. And I mean, even last night I didn't have the dogs here, no kids, and my body still woke me up at 7. So I'm hoping that my body recalibrates and I get some good rest while I'm there. And the way that I can tell that I'm tired is my breathing. Sometimes I can't take a full breath, and that would usually cue me in to when I was becoming a little bit more dysregulated versus regulated. And I haven't had this in a while because I've done so well with my sleep, but this has been, like I said, a rocky few last months. So I'm very excited, and I will cue you in and be like, oh my God, like there will be a moment where I'm like, I can breathe. Definitely feel heightened, a little anxious. And I'm talking a little fast. I feel like I'm going a little fast, like a little rambunctious. I like to be more calm and settled, and I know it's because of everything that's gone on the last few months. And that is one area where I look forward to slowing down. Definitely not tasting food. I'm just kind of eating to stay alive at the moment. That will change, and I look forward to that changing while I'm there. And there are so many other revelations that I will take you through and tell you about. I get somewhat personal on this journey. Last year, I did go somewhere else, but at the end of the summer, I went to Miraval. I did get to slip away for a few days. And last year, for some reason, there was this pending like anger that I still had with Jonathan. And if there's something that I'm moving through grief-wise, I talk about it because I feel like talking about it helps me heal it. And so I talked about it a lot while I was there at Miraval last year for the 3 days that I went. And I had an incredible massage, and she was like a magician, and I was crying on the table. And one thing I've noticed from that moment on this year is that anger is really gone. And I'm really proud of that anger because there's no need for it. There's no need to continue to utilize Jonathan almost as a punching bag, which is like not even here, or to use him as the default of blame of what is going on in my life, or if the kids are struggling or things like that, like whatever it is. And that has really gone away, and I'm so proud of that. And so as I go through this journey, something always comes up while I'm there. And it's just another step along the way of what I realize, is the year for me to attune into and process and move through. And I will take you along the way. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe because then you'll get, I think, notifications to let you know that there's a new video. And as I've said before, I'm going to start posting a lot more here rather than probably Instagram, simply because, and I've shared with you my feelings on Instagram and the hate-love relationship with it and all the things. So here goes nothing. And thanks for coming along.